Hi, Birchwood family. Thanks for joining us virtually today for the morning devotion. I'm excited to talk about the word together and how coming together is so important, especially during these times, also. Being together is one of the best essence that you can have in a community, and being surrounded with each other. Being together is so important, especially in growing your relationship with God. Today's reading is going to be from the book of Esther. But first, I want to talk about a few things about Esther and some background knowledge, and even a vocab word that I want to talk about before we get into the reading. So, first, let me talk about Esther. Esther is the queen of this Persian empire. She became queen from a beauty contest, so she is known to be beautiful. However, from the story that I'm about to share today, and more in the book of Esther, you get more of the sense that she was put in this role as the queen for a time in need. Like, God put her in that role purposely. You can just thank God for that. She is brave and just so powerful in her actions, and so you'll see that. Let's see, Mordecai. Mordecai is another person I'll talk about. I'm still a little confused on his relationship to Esther. I know that they're related in some sense, or a combination of both, as her cousin and or an adoptive father to her. I'm still a little uncertain, so sorry about that, but they are related in some sense. So that's important to understand. We also have Haman, or Haman. Haman is somebody closely related to the king, higher up there, some higher up official. So we're going to talk about Haman. And another note is, allegedly, Esther, the queen, no one, even the queen, could not go to the king without any invitation. I know that invite was a previous word. No one could approach the king unless they were invited. And so that's something else that you should keep in mind. And then we're going to talk about another character, Haychak, who is kind of like a guard for Esther, kind of being there for Esther. And he's one of the ones that breaks some news that we're going to talk about, some heartbreaking news. And so he's helpful in relaying information. So I think those are the main characters that we need to know. And then the vocab word that I was going to talk about is a sackcloth. A sackcloth is a piece of clothing that is oftentimes worn as a mourning clothing, like you're grieving and you're mourning, you're overwhelmed with emotion, you're upset. So if somebody's wearing a sackcloth, it's kind of like that symbolic way to show that you're mourning, kind of like how we wear black for funerals. I think that's all I had. I didn't write any notes down for me, so let's just go ahead and get going. So chapter 4, verses 4 through 8 of Esther. Esther's female servants and her eunuchs came and reported the news to her, and the queen was overcome with fear. She sent clothes for Mordecai to wear so he could take off his sackcloth, but he did not accept them. Esther summoned Haychak, one of the king's eunuchs assigned to her, and dispatched him to Mordecai to learn what he was doing and why. So Haychak went out to Mordecai in the city square in front of the king's gate. Mordecai told him everything that had happened, as well as the exact amount of money Haman had promised to pay the royal treasury for the slaughter of the Jews. Mordecai also gave him a copy of the written decree issued in Susa, ordering their destruction so that Hathach might show it to Esther, explain it to her, and command her to approach the king, implore his favor, and plead with him personally for her people. So another note I should probably share that Esther is Jewish. And so the destruction of the Jews, this order that was taking place, that's why they're calling on the queen, who is Jewish, maybe that she can have a sense of power to go to the king and say, don't do that, and plead for their life. However, I won't keep reading, but what Esther does is she knows her limits, and she also trusts God and why she was put in this position. She gets asked for help. I believe Hathach also helps with that, to get all the Jewish people together, hence the word together, and fast together. That was the big thing, to fast, to fight that spiritual warfare and be ready and empowered together. And so they fasted together, and that is what made them ready to fight this possible, that could have happened, genocide against the Jewish. And so Esther rallying them together with the help of others like Hathach, that is why she was able to successfully go, if you keep reading, go to the king and plead for their life. There's more to the story, but that's all I need to share for you right now. Something to think about. And it's just a powerful story just to kind of hear about Esther. And so, yeah. Thank you for being here with us for the morning devotion. And if you have any questions, please let us know and we can help you. And otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day and contemplate how you can be together with others and get through this challenging time. We all need to be there together. And I'm glad that Birchwood Camp can be here for you guys virtually, even though we can't be there in person. But we're here for you guys. Have a good day.